If you are struggling to defend on FC24 just like I was, apply these 5 different tips and you'll fix that defending straight away. So when we're talking about jockeying, things that we need to be paying attention to is actually what is going on screen. Keeping an eye on players when they are making runs and waiting for that right time to step in. Now at the bottom of the screen here, we can see the overlapping winger that is causing what is going to be a big opportunity up against our left back, which is Risa. So we're aware of that. So this immediate kind of instant reaction of going, okay, let's get ready and let's drop back ever so slightly as that looks to come through. Now, as soon as this opponent makes this step, which is coming back on the inside, this is all about animations. This is now saying we can put pressure on with Risa and go and actually put that tackle in. So we're going to use the jockey button, which is L2 on PlayStation, LT on Xbox, to then close that angle down and go and put that tackle in, because now he's stuck in that animation. It's the perfect time for us to tackle. And then same again here. The opponent is coming through, and what we're thinking about is, okay, there's a chance for the opponent to play the ball into the middle, but there's also a bit of room for them to run into at the bottom of the screen. So how can we deal with that? We can step forward by holding sprint and L2, so we sprint jockey into the opponent and then we can press that tackle button. This is all because of that 50-50 that is going on. I talk about this a lot. When the opponent is head on with you, it's a 50-50 let's step in. Last year, where you may just step in with the jockey button, you'd be okay. This year we need to go in and we need to press tackle more consistently to actually step in and take that ball away. So now I press tackle, the opponent then can't left sit dribble away, bang. And another scenario to really pay attention to, and this is knowing, okay, at this moment in time, if you look at this screenshot, we are in trouble. We can see I've been committed with my right back. I stepped up really aggressively. So now my right centre back is going to have to come over slightly, and it causes that knock-on effect. What do I do here? I actually play the bait game. So the ball is with Hernandez at the bottom of the screen, and we know the immediate threat is going to be that runner in behind. The opponent might want to drive the byline, or they might want to lay that pass into the middle. So why don't we try and force the hand of the opponent? So with Diaz now, what I'm going to do is almost like a little pump and fake. So I'm going to pretend to run towards Hernandez here, which is then going to open up that pass into the striker. I know he's going to want that. So now, as soon as I do that, we back it up. We use that jockey button and that sprint button to back ourselves back up with Diaz to then get ready. Then as soon as we turn, we let go of the jockey button and we just sprint, and then we can lay that back to the goalkeeper. And a really, really good way to bait in the opponent as and when you can. Right stick switching is an area where we have to be so precise and be so accurate, and it's a skill that is probably one of the harder things to do on FC24. We can see here we're on with our left back. We can see that runner coming in through the middle, and I know the space above me right here is where the opponent's going to look to play into. Okay, so what do I want to do in this area? Well, I want to right stick switch, so I'm on player relative. Ball relative is the same principle, just the middle of the ball is where you right stick switch from. This means I've got to flick my right analog stick to 2 o'clock, because that is where Diaz is from the relation of Risa. Now I'm going. I hold second man press, so De Bruyne will put pressure on the ball holder, but take note of a massive thing here with the right stick switch. I'm holding sprint with Diaz. I'm not holding sprint jockey. Why? Because the opponent's just sprinting. I'm not trying to jockey and stand up here. I'm trying to get Diaz ahead of the attacker to cover that through ball. So I'm just holding that sprint button, and then obviously that second man press to apply pressure to the original ball holder, and then bang, we're there. That's absolutely beautiful. It's a great right stick switch. It's really proactive. It's seeing what's going on in front of us. And then same again here. We get done with Risa. He doesn't drive down the line, he cuts inside. So I right stick switch quickly up into my left centre back. And now I'm wondering, okay, I'm going to start running back towards my goal. And then if he takes a touch on the inside, I'm going to come down, keep that passing lane covered into the striker above Diaz, and then put pressure on the ball holder. Arujo is kind of stuck in between the 2 runners right now. He takes that extra touch. I can then come over. He ball rolls in, but that's fine. Everyone's where they need to be. It's brilliant right stick switching. We've recently launched our academy on FC24. Head to AlexBeeofficial.com for more information if you want to improve your game. And then a tool which I've been talking about so much recently, and I really hope people are taking it on and using it when applied correctly. It's so good, and that's advanced defending. And this is where you simply hold X or hold A on Xbox to shoulder barge an opponent. Think about real life football. If you're shoulder to shoulder with someone, you want to shoulder barge, that's what it's going to give you. You don't use advanced defending in any other way. That's it. You don't do it when it's head on, like a 50-50. That's where you still press tackle. It's about, in these moments, can we get shoulder to shoulder? Look at how Diaby has absolutely burst Diaz. But the strength of Diaz is where you can use that advanced defending. Simply holding at the top of the screen, you see me holding X, and then sprint, obviously to keep up that speed. I'm holding it, I'm shoulder barging, and I'm going to get Diaby off that ball. And this is all down to advanced defending. It's super effective and super strong, and something that when used correctly can really, really help you out. Same again in this area. The reason why I like it so much is because it stops the byline drives. This area is so dangerous on FC24. Everyone's in the comments, how do I stop the byline drive? Everyone's going for these cutbacks. This is how you do it. When the opponent gets shoulder to shoulder, we hold X, we hold A on Xbox, and then we can do it. What does the opponent need to do here to stop this? They need to ball roll away. They're not allowed to go shoulder to shoulder with defenders because they're not strong enough. They will get bullied off the ball every single time. That's exactly what happens, and then we can play out and build out. Another great tool is second man press. It's something that it allows you to cover lanes and put pressure on the ball holder. Second man press is where you hold R1, RB on Xbox, and you hold it down and you will see a green icon above the player's head. It will normally grab the player that is closest to the ball, and then it will press for 4 seconds. What this means is you can apply pressure to the ball holder, and then you can track a runner elsewhere. It's not always perfect, and you don't just want to hold it down and spam it all the time, but when applied correctly, it's great. You can see here how we're with Diaz, and we're saying, okay, we're getting ready for this ball into the middle of the park. Risa is now going to come forward and put pressure on with that second man press, and we can keep worrying about what we're seeing on in the screen ahead of us and how it can build up. And then we track that, and then we get that through, and it's brilliant defending. And then same again in this sort of area. I don't need to press him manually here. What I need to be worried about is the more immediate threat of the striker running in behind with a through ball. So we hold second man press. De Bruyne is going to come closer to the ball holder, put that pressure on, and we're going to keep tracking that run. And it just gives us that little bit of time to say, thank you very much, we're covering it. And you might go, okay, well here, in this second man press, why did it grab De Bruyne? I always take second man press as a way where it'll grab the player that is closest to the ball, that is goal side. When you look at your attackers here, you know, Scott at right back and then the midfielder of Declan Rice, they're not goal side. They're so far away from the action. They're basically completely out of the game right now. So that's why it's going to grab De Bruyne, because he is the one that's goal side and they're available to put the press on. And then another area that I've been testing a little bit more recently, which is helping us, is the partial team press. So this is where you double tap R1, RB, and then you hold it down on the second tap. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you that partial team press. So what it means is basically it's going to grab 2 players to basically player mark their player. So you can see how here De Bruyne is right touch tight. Declan Rice as well is going to come through. This is an area that I've been testing with. It's super effective at covering the byline. They won't put pressure on the ball holder. They grab players that are free, but you know, they're not on the ball. So then you would protect the byline or protect the ball yourself, and then let that partial team press feature come in. So it's something that I've been trialing a little bit more recently and having a little bit of success with. So maybe that's something you could give a go. All these tools have been helping us win more games on FC24. What's also been helping us is this video right here. Click on this and this will help you even further.